गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां लयविक्षेपयो सन्धौ मनस्तत्र निरामिषम् ससन्धि साधितो येन स मुक्तो नात्र संशयः At the junction of the dissolution of the mind and its projections, the mind is without desires. One who is able to catch that centered, still moment which is devoid of all movement of desire is said to be the liberated one without any doubt. So now we have gone beyond the breath. But if you practice what we just did, observing the breath, and as you settle down deeper and deeper and deeper, body becomes absolutely still, then you must shift. You can, if you are finding that, oh, where is the observer? You're still looking outside. If you are doing that, then shift your attention to where the breath begins or where the breath concludes. In fact, by doing this exercise, the breath, you won't even have the chance to watch the beginning of the breath, because the breath is just, before it was a long one, then it became shorter, then it's shorter, then it's shorter, then it's only moving in the nostrils, and it can just stop breathing also. It can happen. For few moments it can happen that you are not breathing. At that time there are no thoughts in the mind also. At that time you should not if attention goes, "Arey, I'm not breathing." Don't go into all that. Here we are, that was yesterday's. Today, now the topic is the mind. And how do you know what is the junction of the dissolution of the mind and its projections? How do you know? That now is our next meditation tomorrow. So just like we were observing the breath, tomorrow we will observe the mind. What is mind? Flow of thoughts. Okay? Flow of thoughts. And what are we going to do? From many thoughts, we are going to come to one thought, and that one thought, say Om, we are going to keep our attention at the beginning of the thought. Just take one place, not the two, end also. Just at the beginning of the thought. Where is it arising from? And for that you need conscious chanting, conscious Om. So when you are chanting Om, your attention is how long I can chant Om, how loud I can chant Om, how I can overpower others with my Om. But on the seat of meditation, our attention is, where does the Om begin from? What is its source? Is the source outside? No, the source is in my throat. So we catch that point. Just like we relax the breath, now we relax the thought also. What is relaxation of thought? Relaxation of thought is going from many thoughts to one thought, and eventually zero thought. That is relaxation of thought. It is completely at rest. when it says here that observe the dissolution of the mind and its projections. Projections are desires, thoughts. And how do desires appear in our mind? How do desires appear in our mind? By way of thought. Again, by way of thought. See? So now what have we done? Instead of thinking about having a desire for anything in the world, our desire is to observe the source of the beginning of the thought. That is our desire. In that observation, the desire will also die, the thought will also die, but you will remain. This is the technology. Till you don't practice, nothing is going to happen. You have to observe this in yourself. One who is able to catch that centered still moment when the thought concludes, so you are chanting Om, 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 and as you keep chanting, because there is no other thought, mind enjoys variety. Remember this. This is our mind. It loves variety. And what are you doing to the mind now? With faith, you are giving him only one choice. Om. For some time it does it. Om, Om, Om. Or it will do something. It will change the intonations. It will bring some rhythm. But you are not allowing the mind to go. You are taking it away from the rhythm. You are taking it away from the variety. You are saying Om. After some time the mind gets bored. Because no variety. It thrives on variety. So now you are keeping, everything is under your control. The Om, the intonation, how long you take it, no variations in the Om. Om. 2 बार करेगा, 10 बार करेगा, mind says, yeah, this is boring. But you do it with inspiration. You don't get bored. Mind will try. It will try to scratch here or do something. It will go take you back to the body. It will take you back to the breath. You don't get distracted by that. You keep bringing it back to the Om. And when what do you do to a child? Yesterday when I went for the Bhiksha, a 4-month-old child, he is all excited in my lap, playing with my dadi. And then eventually he got exhausted and then he wanted to and what did the grandmother do? Usko letaya pe got into the rhythm. He was not allowed to move. The क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Thopad. This thopting is more pronounced than the movement of the child itself, and he falls into that rhythm, and before he knows, he forgets. He has to see this, he has to, that people are outside, this, that, the sound of the mother or the grandmother and the action of the mother or grandmother, it just puts him into a lull. Same thing happens with this Om, with the mind. It goes into a lull, but we don't go into sleep. When mind goes into lull, normally what happens to us? We go to sleep. Here we are completely not in control, but in observation mode. We are observing. We have initiated this process from many thoughts to Om thought. Om thought, we are slowly reducing the suppose you are chanting 10 Oms in 1 minute. As you keep practicing it, it will go down to 7, then it will go down to 4, then it may even go down to 2-3 Oms. My God, Swamiji, then what about the breath? You don't worry about it. You are not breathing. Breath is happening by itself. See? And then what happens? The gap between Om is a thought only, no? Om is a thought. So now what is happening? If the number of Om eruption in the mind is reducing, which means the gap between the 2 Oms is increasing. And when that gap is appearing, between the two homes, you are still awake. You are in samadhi. That is samadhi. And maybe as you keep practicing, a moment might come where the gap has extended to 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If it happens for 3 seconds or 3 seconds times 3 seconds, something, some Maharishi Mahesh Yogi says, if it happens for 3 seconds, you are in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. If you are in that gap for 3 seconds, only 3 seconds. That also is not possible. Itna alertness chahiye. Huh? So keep practicing, and that is what he is saying here. Devoid of all movement of desire is said to be a liberated one. Recognize that the one who is in the gap, the one who is the conscious presence that you are without the thoughts, is the infinite reality, is the liberated one. And living life as that is the best present that you can give to yourself. Discipline with respect to time is very important in life. Sandhya Vandanam introduces time discipline in life. Thus, one is never short of time. This is self-invoked freedom of living in discipline. Niyama means living in discipline. And discipline, you have to decide that I have to get up at this time in the morning every day. You have to decide that I have to do my japa every day. I have to sit in meditation every day. Just like what commitment you have towards your work, isn't it? Every day. Some of you have commitment towards going to gym on a daily basis or 3-4 times a week. Yeah, I need to keep the body fit. What about the mind? Who is going to keep the mind fit? उसके लिए भी discipline चाहिए. See? So discipline. And it cannot, for some time, when you come to a satsang like this, or you go to a yogacharya, or you go to some teacher, you get motivated because he is guiding and you are following. But our job is not to make you dependent on us. Yesterday I told them, our job is to make you independent so that you, without any support, are able to be inspired to follow that lifestyle. But initial stages you need support. Just like we also, when we went to school, first the teacher says A for apple, B for boy, etc., etc. Similarly, one child went. Now, how to tell the children what is 1, 2, 3, 4? So their attention is very distracted children. So he said, "What is this?" All the children said, "One chocolate." And he took out another one from his pocket. "What is this?" "This is 2 chocolate." He took out third one. "What is this?" "This is 3 chocolate." The child is very good. "Now tell me, how many chocolates do I have?" Everyone said 3. One said 4 or 5. He says, "How come you are saying 5? He took out 2 more chocolates from his pocket. He said, 3 you have, 2 I have. Because his attention was not on 1, 2, 3, 4. His attention was on the chocolate. So where is your attention? Is your attention on the body? Body chocolate? Is your attention on the breath chocolate? Is your attention on the Om chocolate? Or is your attention on the self, conscious self? So initially we need, but now after growing up, if you are still, the child grows up to be 6-7 years old and you say, "Acha beta, chant 1, 2, 3, 4 till 100. He said, "Daddy, first bring me chocolate, then only I will count." Without chocolate, I can't remember 1, 2, 3, 4. एक पड़ेगा है कि नहीं? तो ऐसे नहीं है, अपना भी ऐसे ही है. So initially we need satsang. You need to come to be exposed to think differently. And once you have imbibed that, then live independently. I still listen to my teacher. Not that there's no shortage of learning. Every text gives you a different angle of approach to the same thing. मेरे को टाइम बता देना. हाँ?
6:06.
Okay. The three sandhyas kala timings are the dawn what is that? When sun has not yet risen but the stars are already set. Second at high noon, and third when the sun is about to set. So these are the three sandhyas. So do your sadhana at that time. Do your sandhya at that time. You can do that when the thought rises, bring your attention. When the thought is existing, bring your attention to that. When the thought is concluding, bring your attention. Same thing you do with your breath also. You can do that. Sandhi in mind is when the mind is neither agitated, vikshepa, nor sleeping. Sandhi is the joining moment. So what is joining moment? Joining moment is that moment where neither it is day nor it is night. That is the Sandhi moment. So what is the Sandhi moment within us? Neither it is the in-breath nor it is the out-breath. That is the Sandhi moment. What is the Sandhi moment in the mind? Neither the thought has arisen. So that point between the previous thought and the next thought is the Sandhi moment. Hai na? So catch that Sandhi. You don't have to wait for the day. You can do it all the time. Attention must be on that. That is the Sandhi. In the Sandhi junction between the two thoughts, there is silence wherein there is no objectivity nor sleep. At this junction, mind is desireless. So don't bring your attention to, I have to give up my desires, I have to give up my desires. Like I said in the body meditation, bring your form in the and when you look in the front, give up the thoughts of the future, give up the thoughts of the past, give up the thoughts of the emotions, give up the thoughts of concepts. You don't have to give up anything because you did not create it. The mind did. So what are you doing then? You are coming to the silence. You are coming to relax. You learned how to relax the body. You learned how to relax the breath. Now we learn how to, tomorrow or whenever we get the chance, we see how to relax the mind. See? So here, and what is relaxation of the mind? Here, extreme alertness and no sleep. No inertia. And extreme alertness. Extreme your attentiveness is and vigilance is so acute that nothing passes by without you are the observer. Even when there are no thoughts. So when there are no thoughts, means there are no desires. Then what is there? You are there. You're still there. Coming to this realization, this is realization. First it may appear as a glimpse, then it may be a few microseconds. Keep at it. But it will only happen when you have no expectations. If I have got no expectations, Swamiji, I will not even start. No, you start with an expectation to reach expectationlessness. You start with activity to reach no activity. You start with desire to reach desirelessness. You start with efforts. You all put efforts here. You walked, you got up, you dressed and you came here. You put efforts. Now you are at rest at a gross level. So we put efforts to reach effortlessness. So first we became effortless at the body level. Then we became effortless at the breath level. Now we will explore being effortless at the thought level, at the mind level, not thought level, mind level. So that is the technology. If you understand this basic principle, मंदिर जाओ नहीं जाओ, कैलाश जाओ नहीं जाओ, nothing is required to be done or nothing is required not to be done. You are with yourself. Story over. Understand the principle, how you function. And that is where we are bringing you. One who can capture this junction and be there is desireless and thus is Jivan Mukta. This is Jivan Mukti. It's that simple. Yeah? It's simple, but you will make it complicated when you start putting efforts. So idea is to relax, 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 relax. From movement to no movement at the body level, from movement to no movement at the breath level, from movement to no movement at the thought level also. And when there is no movement, then who is there? You are there. That you who is there in spite of nothing being there is that liberated one, is that infinite one, is that divine one, is that immaculate one, is that conscious one. Then don't ask question, but how? फिर गड़बड़ हो गया. And be there. आनंद आ जाएगा. Sadhaka should practice to catch the moment when one is about to fall asleep, but not yet slept. At this moment, consciousness is fully manifest. The one who wishes to sleep and the one who has slept, both are absent. Repeat the same in the morning. This is one exercise that is given. And what is that? For doing today's exercise, you have to do everything. But naturally, where it is happening? Every night when you go to bed and every morning when you get up from your bed, isn't it? So when you go to bed at night, naturally all the thoughts are receding from your mind. So catch the moment. This is your exercise every night. Catch the moment that mind has become. Try to catch that moment when the last thought in the mind, I'm sleeping, I'm sleeping, I'm sleeping. If you keep thinking, you will go to sleep. Because the thought was of sleep. And your idea of sleep is go into ignorance. So what should be your approach? No, I'm watching what is going on. Start japa. Start chanting Om or watch the breath. And as it is relaxing, as you become restful and restful and restful, let everything slow down, but you are still awake. Same way, when you wake up in the morning, all of you, today also, you must have all woken up, but when you wake up, there are no thoughts in the mind. You are still lying in the bed. And after few seconds, then the body form appears in your mind. Then you realize, Arey, I am in the bed. Oh, I am in this particular position. Oh, then the space, then the time comes. Arey, kya time ho gaya? I have to go to the class. And then all activity begins. So catch that moment where your eyes are closed, you are awake, you have woken up, but the thought eruption has not started. This happens to you every morning. Catch. Ho gaya time. Last 2 points. Wake up ho gaya. Okay. Those who abide in this sandhi are spontaneous in life. You are living every moment fully, spontaneously. Then you are not calibrating life. Spontaneity is the signature of realization. All realized masters do not live with a plan in life. They live spontaneously. They live whatever life is presenting them, they respond to it because they are the mirrors. And the mirror only reflects. Mirror doesn't say, I don't like this fellow, yaar, kisi aur ko bhejo. Mirror doesn't say. Mirror, whatever comes in front, mirror fully reflects that. That is spontaneity. Because it has got no data of who had come before, and he has got no data or expectation of who's going to come after. So it is completely available to the one who is in front, isn't it? Is your mind completely available to the life that is presenting itself? That's the trick. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.